Assalamu alaikum and thank you so much for joining. And the introduction, what Faisal Saab, he just said that is all credit goes to me. So there's no any credit goes to me. It's all a team effort. So what QSAP you can see now, how we started in 2017. Anyway, I will just give you some update by end of this session. But it's not just it's my effort, it's all the team effort. What you can see is all these Imtaz Saab, Faisal Saab, Irfan Saab, Ubaid Saab, in fact, our ex-member, but is still active with us. So these all effort for all these are the team members who really put the effort, and now you can see the QSAP on this stage. And secondly, Faisal, it's good you correct me too. I heard I think something not very clearly. You say you came here in 1947, but it's 1997. Thanks, because you are our senior person. I thought maybe you came along with Qaeda-e-Azam here. So anyway, thank you so much. All right, I will not take much of time. So let's start with this topic for digital transformation in quantity surveying. So first of all, I know, mashallah, our sister one here, I don't know your name, Farah. She's from the planning, but I will ask the first general question, just for my own understanding, even though I know most of you and your background. How many QSs are here? Okay. If not your QS, may I ask just few of them who didn't raise your hand that which profession are you belongs to?
Project management.
Project management.
Site engineer.
Site engineer.
Senior project engineer.
Senior project engineer. All right. So engineers, but still, when we say quantity surveying, so quantity surveying is not just came from somewhere on the Mars. We also basically somehow, either by education from diploma background or from graduation degree, we all are civil engineers. And then we adopt this profession as a quantity surveyor. So quantity survey profession, by the way, is a very old profession. Don't see me that it's not that old, but it's very old. It started from UK in 1800. And that title even for the quantity surveying is given by the UK construction industry. Since then, this profession is casually growing, and what you can see now is so many things, which is a very new technology, new innovation is going on. We are adopting so many new changes in this profession. So that's my topic. I will try to cover a few things. Of course, it's a very, very vast and very broad topic of digital transformation, but I'll try my level best to give you few points which I face practically in my experience, which I can see now is changing going on, especially because I'm working at the moment for the last 10 years in Saudi Arabia. And of course, somehow I work also in UAE industry as well. So I'll give you some kind of experience, what I learned, and what we must know, what changing is coming up and how the challenges is coming towards for the quantity surveying profession, and how we have to modify ourselves and enhance more knowledge, and you can say the technology understanding. Oh, this is a handsome man myself. Okay, so introduction. Digital information. First, let me just explain you the definition of digital transformation. Is reshaping the quantity surveying sector in the Middle East construction market. This presentation explores key aspects of this transformation. Digitalization is transforming the role of the quantity surveying profession, improving their performance and the economics use of resources in the construction industry. So digital transformation, I'm sure most of you will at least heard about this title, which is called digital transformation. Am I correct? How many of you who don't know or never heard about the digital transformation? Anyone? Or all of you heard this word before? That's a good thing, by the way. At least you gentlemen and lady, you know about this. What is digital transformations are? There are many aspects in digital transformation, which recently be adopted by the construction industry, and is every day, as Professor Saab said, is evolving. And how evolving with the different new technologies and new softwares. So when we heard the word 3D printing, just want to know from the audience, how many of you are ever heard about this? And if you know the 3D printing, that what comes to your mind, or have you ever come across or experienced any 3D printing in your career, currently or previously? Anyone would like to share? If anyone before heard or have experience in 3D printing? All right, not a problem. But This is not something which is are about to start or industry are going to adopt this one. It's been implemented long way back. How? I'll give you a few examples. Even in Dubai, please correct me if my research are wrong. 3D printing. 3D printing in the Middle East construction industry refer to the use of additive manufacturing technology to create building structure and material layer by layer. As part of digital transformation, it enhanced efficiency, reduce waste, and allow of innovative design, contributing to faster construction and sustainable practice in urban development. Is it normal? This is just the normal definition of 3D printing. Now, I'll tell you that where exactly been doing. Because sometime when I discuss with some of my colleagues, when I ask them about the 3D technology and 3D pack printing in civil construction, and they said that Laeeq is probably is going to be adopted. It's not yet started, but it's already, as I said previously, it's been implemented and is going on. Yes, we experienced very less projects who adopted 3D printing, but the future of in construction is probably when I get retired, maybe it will be you will see the more project in the 3D printing. This is the first example. Dubai municipality, the world largest 3D printing building, as verified by the Guinness Book. So, have any one of you have seen this building in Dubai?
Picture them. The picture them.
On the but in reality, is there. And this was the first project is done in Dubai. Of course, Dubai is famous for adopting technologies in the first instance, and that's why they adopted this technology. It was, I would say, like a tested one of the test project, which are successfully implemented, and they are with the Dubai government. They were going to be implement more on the 3D digital. By the way, you might be thinking that the topic was quantity surveying, and I just suddenly started about 3D printing and technology. I will let you know why I'm just explaining you all about 3D technology and other aspects. The second project, 3D printing mosque in Jeddah, completed in recently this year, March 24. It was started and how it looks. You must be amazed that it looks like a very good architecture design, and it must be done with a lots of scaffolding and all. Probably they would have used some scaffolding and structure, some shirting on that project, but this project was purely done on 3D technology. And that's how the 3D technology works, how they pour the concrete, and how I'll explain you more on that. So by the way, this project already been completed in Jeddah. If you ever get chance to go Jeddah, please go and see this mosque in Jeddah and you will be amazed. Then the second thing is artificial intelligence. Okay, AI is the very hot topic everywhere in our industry. It's, I would say, not in our industry, everywhere. And AI is really changing the world in all aspects. It's not only in engineering, it's not only mechanical or electrical, in every aspect of our day-to-day life. So that's the one definition of how AI is influencing in the quantity surveying profession. The future of quantity surveying is undoubtedly digital. By embracing AI and other digital strategies, professionals in this field can enhance their efficiency, improve decision making, and ultimately reverse. Anyway, that's the definition. I don't want to read it. You can probably, we'll share the slides with you. Let me explain you why it's so important and why it's already starting influencing our day-to-day life and our life as a professionals. Most of us, we have started using Chat GPT. I think all of us, you must be using Chat GPT, or on Teams if we have Office like Copilot. It's the best technology. So these AI tools, they are helping us to improve our skills. They are guiding us how to draft our letters. If we have any problem, whether it's problem related to not only like your day-to-day life or any lawyer advice you required, any medical advice you required, any construction advice you required, or any contractual advice you required. We always Google before, and now we go for Chat GPT or Copilot and ask the question, and that gives you a lots of reference. So it's somehow start influencing our profession, and that, by the way, in a positive manner. We are not other than the other professions. The QS quantity surveying is also not isolated with the other professional. So, like if other professionals they are adopting, they already adopted AI technology. Likewise, we also adopt it, and we take lots of advantage from the quantity surveying profession. And I'll tell you then how we are using these technologies. The key benefit of AI in the construction. If I ask the audience, all of you, that based on your experience, I don't know how long you've been using this AI technology, which is a chat GPT or Copilot. If I ask you that, how do you think that Copilot or chat GPT or any AI technology helping you in your day-to-day activities? And anyone can give me an example. Please.
Yes, sir. Sir, regarding the chat GPT, sir, I'm using continuously, sir.
Good.
Especially regarding the review of the contract, sir. I have a very good example. For the last 2 months, I have some LOA, some contracts that need to be reviewed. So I used ChatGPT and it had a very, very good example. Good
Excellent.
answer, which I can't expect, sir.
Excellent. And there's no harm to use. We must learn from technology. I know some people, they're still, I was a very introvert, and they're saying, oh, why should you go and refer the Copilot or Chat GPT? As long as you are in this field, you have a knowledge, you have an experience. So based on your experience, take a decision. Give an advice to the client. That's fine. That's why the companies hire professionals. But there is no harm to take a second advice from the Chat GPT. That tools. We must use this effectively in our day-to-day activities. So some key benefits of AI in the construction, of course, as we all know, sustainability, risk management, data-driven insight, improved decision making, and enhanced productivity. Sustainability, we all know. And if you are not an engineer, I mean, not I'm saying by profession, by qualification, but if you're not practicing engineering as a typical engineer, whether as a design engineer or as a construction manager or a project manager, but you're working as a quantity surveyor or a construction or a commercial or the contract field, we all know what sustainability is. It's about the green building concept. It's not just the compromise of a next generation. That is true. But the green building concept, also digitalization, it all comes under the sustainability. With the help of AI, also we can check and enhance our knowledge about the risk management. Even though maybe we are not working as a risk manager, but when we implement any, when we be a part of any project, and we start in the beginning, and we want to know that, okay, I'm the commercial guy or I'm the contracts guy. My responsibility is only to make sure the project must follow what the contract says, and any claims, any notifications, any variation, I have to take care of it. Fine, that's your main responsibility. But you also must know what the risks are. When you're saying, oh, I'm not an engineer to know about it, that's the risk manager we have, it's his responsibility. But if you know before implementing, taking any decision, that what will be the consequences of my decision, or the letter what I'm writing, or the notification I'm issuing, or the variation I'm going to process, or the claim I'm going to review or prepare, what will be the risk associated with that? Would probably go against my company, against me, against the client, or any other commercial aspect. So risk is not just only risk related to the project, which is a construction risk, is the contractual risk, is the commercial risk. Data. When we start our education, I remember in 2007, especially when we're doing the MSc, and it was a little bit before the MSc when I started in 2007, we know about the BCIS. Most of us know, those who preparing themselves for APC or a chartered member, we all know about the BCIS. But how many of us really use BCIS? I think few of them. We just know what BCIS is, a data management. But in order to access, you will say, okay, like if I want to access BCIS, I need a password, I have to register, I have to pay the fees. But for the AI, you don't need to pay. Probably you need just one app. And you can access the data which will help you to prepare, especially if you are working in a pre-contract. If you're preparing any BOQ or you're preparing a cost plan, that will help you to go chat GPT. As Masood very well said, he basically asks the help of commercial and contractor. Am I correct, Masood? But if you ask them about, give me the data, historical data about any cost plan, that will also help you. So there's a data driven. So you will get an access for the previously and the relevant data. Improved decision. Of course, if you have all this access, if you can ask AI to help you, and so there's two aspects. Here you go. I mean, first you ask AI to help me or give me advice. Let's say any contractual reference. Maybe you have very good experience in FIDIC 99, but you're saying, okay, I know about the FIDIC 27, but I have not yet an experience in FIDIC 27. But I know what the difference in the clauses and what is new in the FIDIC 27, which is not there in 99. But if you have not yet you start using in your career or your field where you're working, because your contract based on probably 70 or 99. So how you can only just by reading some articles who can clearly tell you these are the contractual differences are there, but what are the consequences of that one, how you can use those clauses and what those differences are and what that mean to be in terms of contracts. So if you have the access, if you ask the AI, that will help you. Rather, you ask your friend or you read the book. So it's basically a time saving and more concise decision making. So that will help you to make decision contractually. Enhance productivity. So all of these, the knowledge of sustainability, awareness of risk management, how you can access the data, how you can, with all help of these three, how you can improve your decision, these all four aspects will impact on your productivity. And that's how you can help your association, your project you're part of. There are some few examples for AI implementation. To net zero energy goal. This is again a very hot discussion in this industry, to net zero and the carbon emission. And somehow in the, I'm not sure about how many projects, especially in UAE, they adopted, but worldwide, of course, countrywide, what I can see in the Saudi Arabia as well, they adopted lots of good, I mean, they implemented the law, in fact, for the environmental and for the net zero protection. And the best example, I would say, which I have observed here in UAE, and you must seen in all over the world, is the EV cars. So it's electric vehicles. That's one of the example to reduce the carbon emission. But in our technology, by utilizing smart building technologies to optimize energy efficiency, showcasing how AI can enhance stability in construction and quantity surveying practice. Is any one of you or wherever you are working on which project, how about the sustainability and how about the net zero? Are they really implementing on a government level or on a specific client level? Like there are many clients are working, Aldar or Imar or Demac and so many other, Nakhil. Are any one of them are using this sustainability in their construction? And if they are using it, on which level? Can anyone please share his experience with the audience? As
They are using at level 2, the carbon level 2.
Islam, that's the best example.
Some project is Sudaman for example, the government project.
In Dubai?
Yeah, and Abu Dhabi. We designed one project, it was UPC headquarters. It was 4 months.
Okay. So good. It means
Yeah, it's a compulsory requirements in the
Compulsory.
So per one requirement is for buildings, projects, they have compulsory
Okay.
requirement.
So the thing is, government they implemented.
Yeah.
How have you experienced that somehow it's affecting as you as a commercial or contract guy in your work?
Yeah, definitely it's affecting the environment.
In which perspective, if I would say?
For example, in office we are using less printing out. Usually, especially we are using the paper as well, and also the recycling of the garbage and all those stuff of
Yeah.
the site is reused and it is implemented on every site
Right.
in our project.
So that's it somehow is environmental sustainability. Okay. When we say about the construction sustainability, it's about the material
Yeah.
and the life cycle cost of the entire project. Secondly, the cost estimation. Project management I just added, but it's the cost estimation basically. Companies are using integration of modeling to analyze historical data on material, labor, and project characteristics to predict construction costs more accurately. This approach allows quantity survey to make data-driven decisions and improve project planning. Now, what I earlier said, with the help of project data, and if you can access, if I don't know, I mean, if you because most of the client, most of the companies, in fact, I know some leading company like Acom and Parsons and Mace, Green Brown, Turner Town. So they're giving access to their employees for ChatGPT and also Copilot. And with the help of that, as I say, if you are not an engineer, but you are interested to know and you can give an advice to their client or you in your project, the way you can have a cost saving and a cost estimation based on the sustainability and the material characteristics. It's not when we heard the word okay, sometime material characteristic, we're saying okay, probably this is somehow maybe related to the pre-contract where the QS is preparing the BOQ. Maybe he has to be take care of which kind of material we're going to use, what should be the item accordingly. But that's not only the end. It's not only just the pre-contract. It's also equally implemented in your post-contract post-contract role as well. And if you are not aware about those changes in the material, you will not be able to guide your client and tell them what could be the consequences if we will implement in any new item or review the variation order or probably any claims, because sometimes the claim might affect the characteristic of the material as well if any changes happen. For example, I experienced recently in Riyadh, there was a project. It was abandoned for 8 years. Probably you must be heard about that project. It's a King Abdullah Financial District. It's a very big project. It was started somewhere around 2000, I believe, 6 or 7. Somehow due to some reason, this project was closed by the developer. And after 10 years, they started. So imagine the gap of 10 years from 2005 or 6, or maybe it started in 17 or 18, the initiative. Design was changed, and whatever the material they consider at that time 10 years before been changed. So many laws been implemented. So if you are the part of such kind of project, how you will assess? You cannot just simply proceed the same 10 years BOQ or the rates. It's been changed based on what? These are the characteristics. Material been changed. Labor cost has surely it's been increased. Project requirements. So there's all expect will implement. But to implement these changes, if you will be depend on the documents which will be handed over to you on the project, that's not just a sufficient information or knowledge you can gain or you can depend on. So you have to search and as an advisory level to the client that how and where this has to be implemented. It's not just an engineer job only to advise client that what material will be beneficial for him in terms of sustainability and the cost. So you can also advise equally to the client. Same like engineer, you might not probably not directly to client, but at least whoever is leading the project. So if you have an access, if you know these characteristics, then you can do the better cost estimation for the project. Okay, I just add this few couple of software. The AI tools, which is, as I said, they are not just Chat GPT or only the Copilot. They are a software been implemented in the industry for the last few years, who are really helping quantity surveyors to do job more effectively, more smartly, and that's AI tool. One of them is the Bluebeam and PlanSwift. And by the way, just to the two example, and if any one of you know what the other softwares which we are using in our day-to-day activities or in the professional, some other, especially those are working typically as a quantity surveyor, taking off the quantities, they are using this software. Because I experienced myself that we implemented PlanSwift on our project, and I know that even the Bluebeam is also in the market, and they are selling a lots of software in the Saudi market. I don't know much about currently in UAE, but in Saudi, most of the company they are using this two software. But that's not the only two software, by the way. There are so many other. May I know if any one of you are using other than these two, PlanSwift or Bluebeam, who are helping, especially to calculate the or a 3D technology? Is anyone is using any other application other than PlanSwift and Bluebeam?
Cost.
Costex. Does Costex this option to adopt a 3D visualization? Good. So another example. So anyway, so I said these examples illustrate that the transformation of potential AI in quantity surveying enhancing efficiency. If we are working on a senior level, as most of you are working, or as a contracts manager or a commercial manager or a commercial director or the contract director, and you think, okay, what I am doing is my job is not precise on the quantity surveying. I'm not worried about what these softwares are, what these new technologies are. My job is purely as a commercial impact, review the claims, or my job is a contract to just defend my contracting company or my client, or as a PMC to advise to my client. But I think you are living in a denial in that case. Because if you will not enhance your knowledge based on the new technology, I'm not saying that go and learn. If you learn, it's good for you and knowledge. But at least you must know what these softwares are and how does it work. And that is very important, because I met so many senior person in my company as well and previous companies. And when I ask him about, do you know about the PlanSwift? I think, like, they asked me a second question, are you using it? I think I'm not using it because I'm not involved in the takeoff of the quantities, but at least I know how does it work. Because again, if you are a contract guy, or if you are a senior commercial guy, and I'm not saying any claims, but let's say any variation comes to you due to change of design, and that design impacts some quantity changes and new items, how will you verify? Oh, you might say, I have a QS, he can check the quantity, he can verify to me the quantities are correct, which is being claimed by the contractor. Or if you are contractor, how you are going to claim those quantities, additional quantities. But if you are a consultant, commercial guy, or a contracts guy, how will you verify it? Your job is not just only simply 100% depend on fine. I mean, you cannot do the work for him because he is there to do to assist you. But at least you have to be cross-checked. The quantities are okay or not okay. If he uses software, any one of these plants with a Bluebeam, and we will not aware about how to use this one, how you can argue with that contractor, or if you are a contractor, how you will convince to the engineer or the PMC person whom you are sitting and reviewing your claim or variation? You cannot. If he or she will have that knowledge. So every one of us, we have to understand that these software, new technology, we must aware about, and if not just aware, at least a basic knowledge. If you are working as a QS, if you are on intermediate level, whose responsibility is to take off, prepare a BOQ, or prepare the cost plan, you must learn. You must learn this software. If you are using it, very good, excellent. If you're not, you learn. Those who are working on a senior position, they are not involved in a quantity surveying or take off the quantity, at least they must have an idea about the software or any other software, as Mr. Imtiaz said, the cost tax. Probably there are more software as well. BIM. It's not required any introduction to the BIM. I think everyone, we all know what BIM is and how BIM is very effectively influencing on our construction work, and we are not outside of this world within the part of the construction where the quantity surveying work is been also, it's not being affected, because I would not affected, it's been, I would say, supporting in the quantity surveying profession, the BIM. So adoption of the BIM, digital representation of the physical and functional characteristics of a construction project. It encompasses a multi-dimensional model. I think it's a normal definition of the BIM. But again, I will be more interested for any one of you if you can tell me who is in the room are using this BIM technology in his or her work. Anyone so far, or you just know what BIM is all about and you have not yet start experiencing or using it?
Sometimes we, as a quantity surveyor, there is, to calculate the data, we use this sort of, we can use this, the correct data. If the family names are okay, so you will get this correct.
Right. And I'm presume he must be using Revit to take the quantities off. Okay. So I can just observe that most of our audience, they say that, okay, I again presume if until you will not answer my question, that you know about the BM, but you're not utilizing it. If you're not utilizing it, again I will say, please involve yourself, get knowledge of BM. Either you are practicing in UAE or practicing in Middle East, or maybe you have to go back to your country and you have to practice that BIM is the next. It's already been implemented very heavily in the Saudi construction market, and I believe it's somehow in the UAE market as well, and some other Middle East market. And if you don't know the BIM, how it's been implementing, and especially as, sorry, what's your name? Aftab. As Aftab Saab has said, that they are getting support of this through the BIM. And as I said, might be using the Revit software. So again, you will say, Revit software is the job of the quantity surveying, but it's not just the job of the quantity surveying. If he is providing you any supporting documents or the quantity, it's also equally your responsibility to at least do some random check, the spot check. How you will do the spot check if you don't know what's the BIM and how the BIM is implemented on the Revit software? So my point, what I'm trying to tell you is that knowledge and understanding of any new technology which is related to impacting by the AI or the software, please get some information about it. There are lots of YouTube videos are available for any new software which I just say Plan Swift. And I said, you know it to go in detail, you know it to be implemented, but at least if something comes on your table by your subordinate or by your contractor or somebody supported by your own in-house cost planning team or say the pre-contract team. So you have to be checked that one. You have to verify those quantities. You have to verify those exercises. So until you will not have knowledge, you will not be able, because I'm faced this problem personally as well. And that's why I'm saying that when first time there's a one sheet I received from my contractor and the quantity purely based on Revit. And even it looks quite different to me. Honestly, I was so ashamed to ask that, okay, how did you calculate it? Because I am the person in my school days, the max, or we'll say the high-tech technology was the AutoCAD. I only know the AutoCAD and how the polyline and take the square meter area and the circumference with the help of AutoCAD. I had no idea about the Revit, how it works. But I feel very ashamed because I have to review, I have to give my feedback to my client, whether the submission is correct or not. And that was basically kicks me that no, I must be involved, at least a basic knowledge, so then I can check and verify the spot check of this submission. And that helped me, by the way, and that's why I want to share all of you that to enhance your knowledge and understand these new technology which are impacting our life and influencing on our profession. Key aspect of BIM in quantity surveying: automation of process, enhanced visualization, data sharing and collaboration, estimation and management, and life cycle. So this is, I just explained you all how you can obtain the data. You need to go with the BCIS, just use the AI technologies that will enhance your visualization, that will also impact on your cost estimation, and all of these three will impact on the life cycle management, where you the part and we are the part of it. BIM, again, the accuracy and efficiency and the collaboration. Test 3 is a main core part of the BIM. Accuracy, of course, is a software. It's required accuracy and it will help, but still you need skills to manage that. Efficiency, yes, it improves, it will save time and it will be more effective. Collaboration is the word when I say that if you don't know anything, there is no any shame, there is no any harmful, there is no any, I believe, because it's a learning. If you don't know anything and your subordinate know everyone, if your colleague he has some knowledge, do not hesitate to go and ask. If you have a BIM manager in your team, if you have a BIM expert, if you have someone who is using the technology of BIM, go and ask what is it, how it works. So collaborate with them. So you will know how they are using it and how it will help you in your field. Okay, there are lots of challenges. I just added so many, then I will explain you and short you in the next slide, but it's just for your information. Okay, I just read out and then I will in the next slide, I will summarize it. High cost of training employees. And again, personally, I experience it when we request our contractor that can you please train your QS team and tell them to learn the Revit or the BIM, because the project you're part of it is totally based on BIM and we are using only the Revit quantity takeoff. And they're saying, oh, those we are not aware about. And that's the problem with that contractor, by the way. It's not, I'm saying that with every contractor it's happened, because now in the contracts we clearly mention the software will be Revit and the BIM will be implemented, and it's written in the contract. So if you written the contract, so you have to implement. But that again, they're saying is a problem. Okay, fine, we will adopt it. We will provide training to our QS. Who will train them? Their lack of training institution or profession in the industry. That's another challenge. Excessive cost operation digital training and education by universities. They are institution, they are profession available, but the cost is very expensive. So that's another challenge for the construction industry. I'll just, I think, go back to the next slide because I summarized the main part of it. Okay. This is the 4. That's again, it's my understanding. And also the one I refer, this is one of the journal published by the University of Johannesburg in 2022. So I read that journal and I realize, and I just summarize these 4 main components as per my understanding, my experience. Could be some more barriers, but the personal competency. Okay, I'm sharing my experience. Probably some of you will go and you will learn that these applications or these software, how to implement and how to enhance your knowledge. That's the personal competency, because if we are lacking in any of the knowledge, we should not be ashamed to learn. So if you learn, that will help you and that will enhance your own competency. Cost and affordability. On a company perspective, this software is not, of course, very cheap. There is another challenge for most of the company to implement these softwares. But if you are a part of organization, you must you at least share your experience, or if not experience, your knowledge, and tell them that even though it's cost more, but this is a future. If the companies will not implement these technologies, they will be completely, I would say that not completely, but they will be out of this industry, because this is the future. They have to implement, they have to teach their team. Data and cybersecurity, that's a big challenge. Like, again, I'll show you the example. Currently I'm working on one of the government project in Riyadh, and when I say the government project, so they are very reluctant about their data. We asked them to adopt some documents controlling system like Econex, and they refuse it, even though it's widely used everywhere in the Middle East. And they refuse to adopt because they're saying we can't share our data on a cloud. It's a risk, it's a security risk. It can be hacked, which is true. It can be hacked. But if it's hacked, what is the solution? So the companies has to find out the solution. They have to hire the IT cyber security guy. But if you simply say it's a risk and you will not implement it, then again, as I said, how you will compete with the market? Because just because of this fear that you will lose the data, or someone will hack your data, or crash maybe your cloud, you're not implementing or you're investing on this technology, it's not gonna work. So companies and the project and the developers and even the contractors, even the PMCs or cost consultants, everyone understand that. And the good thing is that companies and the clients, I have seen, not majority, as I say, few of them, especially government clients, they have their own problems, of course, which I do understand. But other private clients, other private developers and companies, they have adopted. And there are lots of cybersecurity issues, but still there are lots of resolution as well. There are also, companies are there who can help to the client or the contractor consultant to secure their data. Stakeholder concern. Stakeholder concern could be anyone. If I am the QS and I'm from the old school, which I am, but if I don't know, if I implement that one, it will create a problem for my own profession, for all my job, because if these technology will be implemented and the new QSs will learn this software, the new technologies, then how I will compete myself? Because I don't know at all about this software. I don't know how this AI works. I don't know this BIM, how it works, what is a Rivet. I have no idea about it. I just heard the name, what is BIM. I know what is Rivet, but I've never been used. I never use it. I don't have any skills. I don't have any knowledge about it. So that's the fear of the stakeholder, which could be myself, could be you, or the client, no one. So they have to realize that don't fear of these two. That will help the person improve the personal competency. If that will help the personnel competency, ultimately it will help the whole organization, the whole project. So they have to think in a broader perspective. So companies are realizing it. It will take time, but still I would say it's quite moving in a slow pace. But I believe that after down the road, maybe another 3-4 years, they start realizing it, and it will be implemented I believe, in a broader perspective in the Middle East, especially. Okay. Strategy to compete these challenges. These are the challenges. Again, as what I experienced. Maybe there will be more challenges. I will keep open for all of you. Please feel free to share your own experience. And I just explained to you, enhance digital competency by knowledge, adopt advanced technology. It must, I would say, focus on our data security. It's a concern. It's a big question mark, but we have to find out the solution. There are lots of, as I said, cybersecurity companies are available to secure your data. Collaboration and network. That's what we are doing it. That's what I'm sharing the knowledge with you. That's because of this networking. probably, I'm not saying that every one of you, but at least some of you will definitely will get an advantage of these new technologies and understand that why it's so important, and it will be important in our profession. And at the end, we have to be very open-minded to adopt these challenges. And these changes, if we not adopt these changes, we not understand that, we will be left behind. So, as a profession, as a professional, we have to learn, we have to enhance our knowledge. Finally, the conclusion, which I already throughout my this presentation, I explained to you all based on my experience, based on what I can foresee is coming up. As we say sometime, in the very famous series, this White Walkers are coming, the Netflix. So these are the White Walkers. They are coming. The winter is coming. Be alert. Be confident in enhancing efficiency, accuracy, strategic value of quantitative surveying in the Middle East construction market. As technology evolves, QS will play a crucial role in the driving innovation in the industry. I must say the young professional, they must learn about it. And that's our responsibility. If some of us working on a senior position, or let's say senior by experience at least, we should tell our upcoming QS professionals. So they have to learn this. If they will not learn, they will face challenges in their profession. So anyone working on a profession who has a team of a junior QSAs or a cost manager or the senior cost managers or senior QSAs, tell them, share their knowledge, give these hats up to them. So by end of this session, my intention or the main purpose of this presentation is basically to tell you that what are the new technologies is coming up in this industry, which will impact on our day-to-day activities, our professional. And again, don't just think that if you are not a QS, if you are not practicing or you're not taking off the quantities, you are not preparing a cost plan or a BOQ, you're saying, for me is nothing. No, it's equally important for all of us. Either you are a contract person, or you are a commercial guy, or you are a QS. So that's the end of my session. But we say in very famous, in a funny way, रुको जरा, ठहरो जरा, उसके बाद भी कुछ और है. So I will just explain you a few more things which I promise to my team that this is a good platform where most of you join us. First of all, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that I try my best to share my knowledge and give you a heads up about what's coming up and how we have to enhance our knowledge. I will just take this opportunity to tell you and share you a few things about the QSAP, what we have done so far and what we are planning, and how the QSAP, because you must be aware about what QSAP and how we work and how our teams are working. So I just take maybe a few minutes of you to tell you about the QSAP. So that's our association, and I will just tell you about our recent achievements. So the knowledge sharing, and I said the global highlight in 2004. So we conducted around 4 CPD throughout this year, excluding this one. Am I correct, Irfan sir? This is the 5th one.
Yes.
We have conducted 8 webinars, and I'm just talking about this global. It's not only UAE. So what we are doing in globally, in all the region, including Pakistan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Oman, and UAE. And 20 lectures of FIDIC advanced level course. The FIDIC Rambo consists of 70 hours. We conducted 17 mock interview session for APC Expand. On our LinkedIn, we're posting 300 plus questions, 200 plus slides, 75% videos, 30% of PDF documents we share on the LinkedIn. Delivery of webinars in collaboration with CIRB and Massey University. That's the very good, very informative, by the way, webinars we have conducted, which provide a very good information. Those who want to enhance their knowledge and get some more degree in the BSc or MSc in quantity surveying. So these are the few in terms of academic what we have done. 10 members attend professional membership for RICS. I'm talking about only this 2024. Like recently, you know that there are 2 sessions in every year in May and November. So that's including as of today. Still, there are some results about to announce probably by tomorrow. So still our 4 candidates, they already they appeared in the last week APC assessment, and they are waiting for the results. So this number might be changed, inshallah, maybe more than 10.
Inshallah.
5 of our members, they achieve ASOC membership of RICS. 100 plus members are in the process of RICS. That's the motivation, I would say. And that's, I really appreciate those who are motivated by their colleagues, by QSAP, by any means, but as long as they are working towards to obtain this membership, I really salute them. I mean, and we are here at QSAP to support them by any means. 5 members attend professional membership of CIEQS. 18 members attend professional membership of CIE. That's again a big achievement, I would say. And for that, I will also tell you who is helping them out. But we have a very, I would say, very active member based in Saudi Arabia, Amir Shahzad Saab. He, I would say, not the first one, but he is the one when he achieved, he basically decided to help others. And that's the good thing, I believe. That's what the QSAP believe on. Don't just keep the knowledge with you. Knowledge is something to be shared, not just for yourself. And he's the guy who's helping so many QSAP members. And not only I'm saying, when I say QSAP member, keep in mind, I'm not talking about for one specific community, which is Pakistani. When we say QSAP and we say that previously that mock sessions, we provide the mock session, we help different nationalities to achieve their membership in RICS and the mock sessions. 100 members have completed their MSc in the QS discipline from UK. Total so far is 250 plus. That's the change. That's the change which we dreamed 17 years before. Am I correct, Professor Saab?
Yeah.
Thank you. 50 plus members have completed BSc in quantitative surveying discipline. So it's MSc and the BSc. See the number, 400 plus. And that's, I think, not only in 2004, it's the last 3 years. Some general information, 50 plus professional got job, 10 during this in diverse engineering fields. And that is one of our Kamran Saab, credit goes to him. He is our committee lead for career support committee. So we help them 50 professionals to secure their job.
And this only for 1 year, because last year we have more than 700.
30. Oh, thank you, Farzam. 11,000 plus QSP member LinkedIn followers from around the globe. I would say that credit goes to our heroes, which is Rana Saab, Mukhtar Saab, and I think some more members who basically help our admin team and IT team to prepare slides and posting questions based on their knowledge. They are our unsung hero, I would say. 5 regional WhatsApp group in the UAE, Pakistan, KSA, Qatar, and Oman. 70 plus QSAP Global WhatsApp member. We have arranged 8 formal gatherings for community network in different regions, which is sometime our National Day celebration, iftar dinners. So that's all about the QSAP, and I will request all of you to always, we need support from you to do better. We are not doing enough. We are trying our level best in our capacity. That's all based on our different committees and members. Mostly are here. Irfan Saab is our admin committee lead. As I say, Kamran Saab is our career support committee, and then many others. So that's all of my session. Thank you so much. Sorry to take a lot of time from you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now we will have 10 minutes for question and answers.
Yeah, please. Sorry.
I would request attendees, please feel free to ask your questions.
First of all, very honorable pleasure for us to have you here.
Thank you.
And we are happy to see you here. It's good to see you remotely. No, definitely. Now, the question related to today's CPD is basically, you mentioned that we should be open enough and to adapt the change of inclusion of bringing the technology into the quantity surveying, also into the engineering fields as well. But when it goes to the data security and data breach, it is very common
Yes.
these days. And cyber attacks are way more than the physical attacks, I would say. When I'm putting any information out there in the chat GPT, that's a two-way learning software. It doesn't just take information and give you some answers based on just random information, but rather it takes information from the other people who are using the chat GPT as well.
Yes.
So when I am putting some data, it might be confidential, it might not be confidential as much. But when I'm using it, am I not just feeding that information to the software? It will encrypt that after a while for another peer that may be in the same field, and the probability of having someone from the same set of peers in the project, like maybe my subcontractor or my client is studying the same information and including and using the same software and getting the results similar to me, right? So, what do you advise? How would you suggest how critical that is in case someone copies the data? For example, there are 3 contractors who are bidding for the same project and they are searching information in ChatGPT on the same time. If they get the same kind of estimates, for example, in future, would that be somewhat
Okay.
questionable?
Very good question, Muzamil. Thank you so much. See, here your skill comes, your experience comes, and also the involvement of your senior. If everyone has, of course, ChatGPT provide data similar to everyone. If I am asking the same question, asking same question on ChatGPT, I'll get the same answer sitting in KSA. You'll get the same answer in the KSA, and someone else sitting in somewhere in Europe or Pakistan, he will also get or she will also get the same answer. That's the experience comes here after that. Okay, you gain the knowledge from there. Now, is that data are useful to use it, and how accurate is it? That based on the experience. That the experience comes here. The experience comes. That's why I say that ChatGPT or any other software is not just only for the junior or intermediate. It's equally important for the seniors as well. To understand. So if that data, if you will share with your line manager, okay, or whom you're reporting to, it's his skills based on that to verify that this information is correct or not. But I'll give you one more challenge, because we had a discussion with our client to implement one of the software for the bidding, and that's the very, very good question we raised by the procurement department from the client side. And he said, like, okay, if we go live, okay, or upload all the information somewhere in the cloud, okay, that this is a bid, and that bid is distributed to the 4 contractor, and somehow, I'm not of course the IT geek, but let's say hack that cloud, okay. So it means I can easily access, if you are the one contractor, your bid, okay, and I can also access the other 3 bids, and I can change my bid accordingly. So that's the risk. I do understand. We do not have an accurate answer of this at this moment of time. But as I said in my presentation, there are companies, software, cybersecurity companies, who are basically coming that time. And they said, okay, they are providing, you must have seen when you go on any online shopping, okay, when you go to the payment, checkout, and when they ask you to provide your credit card information, you must have noticed there's a one word written here is being protected by PayPal or something.
Yeah.
That's the cybersecurity. So if companies, they are basically getting help of those cybersecurity company, and that's what we hired. We also approached one of the cybersecurity company, and they protect us, and they're saying, okay, your bid will not be accessible to anyone, nobody can hack. But still, that the funny part of that cybersecurity companies is, even though they provided this you can say assurance to the client that okay, because we are paying, by the way, very heavy money to this cybersecurity to protect the data. we ask the question, how secure are you? What if your data will hack? And they say, oh, we are insured by our insurance company and that will be recovered. So there are some questions which no one has an answer. So security is, risk is on all stage. So, but that's, as I said, again, back to your question, here our experience and skill comes to verify those data. That's what I said.
What is the dependency level of ChatGPT or AI? I mean, how much we can depend on ChatGPT and AI with respect to contractual details? Or can we depend 100% on ChatGPT or no? We should.
Again, good question. That's what I just explained to that gentleman, Muzammil, that here our experience and our skills comes. We should get an help from them, from this software ChatGPT, but we should not be 100% dependent on it. Ultimately, see, when you ask any questions, of course, it has an access, different data. He will collect the data and he will give you a provide information. Before ChatGPT, what we used to use is Google. And we say, okay, just drop a question. Google will give you a 1,000. If you ask anyone, 1,000 definition, 1,000 websites, and so many links. But ChatGPT will give you a more specific, a more comprehensive answer. But again, that's not a ChatGPT on as a, ChatGPT is not an institute, or it's not a teacher, it's not something like a lecture who give you based on his knowledge. He also collecting a data. But that will save your time, okay? Rather you go through with the books or ask someone, you can ask ChatGPT, and then you have to do your own research. That's your experience comes. And here your skills comes to verify, is it okay? You might discuss with your colleague, you might discuss with your senior, you might discuss with any friend of you to get a second opinion. So yes, I would say we should not trust 100%, but again, it does not mean that we should not use that.
But you know, this ChatGPT will give you just the information, new idea, new thing, new things.
Yeah.
But at the end, you should have to apply your mind,
Exactly.
your experience,
Yes.
to solve this issue. For example, if you ask them any contractual issue,
Mhm.
he will give you your opinion. But there are some issues, project specific. You know what are the consequences. So it is just additional information. But main thing is your experience, your knowledge.
Very good thing. For example, if you are trying to find any clause reference for FIDIC, what you have to do? You have to open a FIDIC, go through. Maybe you missed something. Maybe you picked the wrong clause, or maybe there'll be another specific clause available. Probably it's been ignored by you or it's been skipped. It's okay. But when you ask ChatGPT, it will give you a clause specifically. That's the particular clause you are looking for. Now, if this clause implemented, that will save your time basically. So once you save your time, then you can put some additional time over those saving time to just to verify is it the right clause or not, rather to go through with the whole FIDIC and 20 clause, or if it's the old FIDIC, maybe more than 20 clauses.
So when you are expecting that this AI and this artificial intelligence and the modern technology will be adopted up to 95% or 90% at least in the Gulf construction industry. But still we are lagging a lot because the adaptation is very slow.
And there are risks because of the
especially in Gulf, we are aware of that. Because I did this dissertation, this was my main topic to do that one. So at that time I was scared about my profession. At that time, when I did the dissertation and research, I was scared that maybe I have to change. Maybe within 1 or 2 years, I have to change my profession. I was thinking about that. But still now, when I am going through the actual condition of the construction industry, still I am feeling that there is a lot way behind that the construction industry need to adopt these technologies. So when you are expecting, as per your experience, globally and here as well in the Gulf, when
it will be adopted up to 90%.
Okay, it will take time. It's not be a sudden change, never. And I personally say it should not be a sudden change. It's not a COVID where you have a 2020 March we faced the COVID. After 2 months, the vaccine was there without testing, but that was a risk. Here you don't have any risk. This is to enhance. This is to do more effectively, more time saving. So suppose if we adopt this, it will be improvement, accuracy, but it has required some kind of testing. But those testing has been implemented, as I just said, 3D. When we say, oh, 3D, oh, where is going on? It's just on books only, just academic level, 3D printing. But as I said, there are examples. I'm just giving an example from the Middle East. If you will Google it, you will find so many 3D printing all over the world as well. So things been implemented, technology has been implemented, client start adopting it, which I personally experience it, but it's not on a massive level. Yes, it might take time, maybe down the road another 5 years or 6 years, but as long as you're in the industry, you must be aware that what the changes are coming up for the knowledge purpose. But yeah, it will take time. I don't think so. It will be like, let's say, when we say in Saudi Vision 2030. So I don't think so that by 2030 we'll be able to implement. But yes, at least if not 100%, but 50-60%. Please.
You have talked about the AI especially, but what's about the generative AI? Because maybe generative AI is going to impact more the specialized field like the QS, contracts, planning, and all these things. Do you have, you have done some research on this one?
No, not yet to be very honest, but I heard about that one, but I have not been the part of that one, so I don't want to give anything to that.
Yeah, because generative AI, that everybody can generate the AI
Yes.
tool, for example, like QS, they can generate for the project.
Yes.
So all the information is on the one click. They can link with the project management. They can link with the any other than the construction guy. Everybody will be having his own generative AI for the department.
Yes,
I think
and
that's going to be more advanced.
and that's options also available on Teams as well. Okay, when you do the coordination with your internal teams by assigning the task and you extract them, because rather now, before we used to have like a meetings in person, then we have a meetings on Teams. So it will take a most of time. For example, the meeting is the project, let's say progress meeting. Okay, in the progress meeting, construction team are available, health and safety team are there, planning team is there, contract commercial personnel are there, or maybe it's a project control team there. Now, you know the agenda of all the progress meeting start with the site issues, then commercial issues, contractual issues, then what are the planning part, risk management, health and safety. So if I am a health safety guy, if I am a safety officer or health and safety manager at site, my part will be discussed after 1 hour of this meeting. I just waste my time by listening construction, which I don't know, maybe for my information is fine, but I waste my 1 hour time. So with this new tools of AI, you are assigning the task for each team members, and whenever they get time, you can assign the time frame, by the way, and they will provide their input. So there's so many new things which I'm start learning it, and that's a very good thing has been implemented in our project by our project control team. And they're saying there no more meetings are required, because 2 hour meeting and I just waste my 1.5 hours because my part was discussed only at the end of the mid of the session, let's say. But now by assigning this task, I can only provide my input where it's required whenever I get time. I have a time frame, like by tomorrow noon. If today, whenever I get 10 minutes or half an hour, I'll see what the inputs are required and what information they are looking from my side as a commercial contracts team. I can give that my feedback. So that's more collaboration, more effectiveness. But yes, as you're saying, it,
You know, in the generative AI, you will be having your own department, your own AI.
yeah,
You can generate that one. Then planning,
The grouping,
you
yes.
can, instead of the
Yes.
planning software, you will be having that one. Document controller having that one. So it will become like it's very your own localized project-based AI.
yeah. And I said the data management in my presentation. That's the same thing. Like usually before we have to go to either BCIS or so, or like, sometime when we prepare a cost plan, we always go and refer our in-house data. What a similar kind of project we provided previously, the cost plan for the similar project. but that you have to go open the books, or might be, let's say, someone working on a pre-contract department, and he, while doing a pre-contract work, he do some kind of risk assessment. Okay, what are the risks while preparing this BOQ for the project or writing the contract clauses? That person, probably after completion of that project or that task, he left the company. Now you replace him. Now you have to go back to his notes or his emails or the corresponding minutes of meeting what he have done. So you have to spend a lot of time. But if all these data will be available in a centralized, there is, you say, the in-house AI tool, and you can just drop the word, let's say, contractual risks. What are the contractual risks in this document? Okay, maybe that X guy, he already done this job, but to find his document, as I say, you have to go back to all the documents. So if you tried that keyword, you will get all the details what he has done previously. So that's an in-house AI generated tool. So that will help, and that's it's been initiated, and I have not yet personally used it, but on a smaller scale, we are using it as just a department wise. Anyone else?
Any other question? Yes, please.
Hi sir, I'm Sam. Actually, as you mentioned that game is the future of the construction. So as a new learner, how do I start learning game?
Good question. See, you can start by any time from anywhere. There are lots of, first of all, basic information available easily on the YouTube, free of cost. But if you will feel it is more interesting for you and you want to learn a more knowledge about it, okay, then there are lots of certification available. On a different companies, they are offering certification on this BIM. So there's 6 month and even the 1 year comprehensive courses are available.
RIC is also provided.
Yes.
RS is also providing the BIM certifications as well. So there's lots of, that's depend on your own interest. So there are lots of information. You can start, I would say, my suggestion is start with the YouTube, see what the BIM is all about, how it's working in the construction project, okay? And then if you feel really interesting, yes, you can do any course and you be a BIM manager or BIM engineer.
Any other question?
Really nowadays on Excel, usually the quantity surveyors are using the AI tool, especially in Excel. So I would recommend all of you guys to use AI tools, especially in the Excel.
Yes.
So it is helping a lot, and it's saving too much time.
Yeah.
And it's accuracy. So I think mostly people now it's aware of that one, how to use that one. That is very effective.
It is. It is. Yes. Thank you.